All right, looks like we got a speck coming up here. Oh, it is. Let's try to walk into the
Good job.
Got it.
Good job.
All right, now folks, I'm going to introduce my guest. I've got Tim McCrary. Did I say that
Yes,
right,
Tim McCrary.
Tim, that's Dad. This is Timothy's son. And this is son number 2, Hunter. So we got the McCrarys on board from North Louisiana, Memphis, Kansas City. They flew in, and looks like we're gonna put a nice mess of fish together. There's a speckled trout out of the same spot. So now you know who, you know what specks, reds, flounder. When we come back, I'm going to show you how I got the customers rigged. All right, stay tuned. Looks like their 15 minutes of fame is going to be good. There goes a fan. Stay tuned. They wish they were here. Stick with us. How is coming up next. Good job, bro. Good job.
Thank you.
So far, Timothy's doing it. Got him a red and a speck. I guess next he's gonna pull in a flounder. Stick with us. Between the Banks is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana.
In the faces of our people, you'll see joy and you'll see pride. You'll see lines from years of laughter and from all the tears we've cried. You'll see eyes that shine with wisdom and the love that makes us whole. For within our people's faces, there are glimpses of our soul.
Serving the people of Louisiana since 1934.
Up and down the bayou. That's how we tell you to get from one place to the other. It's a little different, but so are we in Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. And once you get here, you'll understand why our Cajun runs a little deeper. Find a piece of our story on swamp tours and fishing boats, at festivals, attractions, and restaurants. Visit lacajunbayou.com to plan your trip today. Louisiana's Cajun Bayou. Rich, natural, unapologetically Cajun. Just south of New Orleans, where Cajun runs deep.
Folks, everybody gets between the banks. Here's how easy it is. Go to your address bar, type in betweenthebanks.com, search, and here you are. The latest videos, services, and products provided by Between the Banks. Check it out, betweenthebanks.com. Everybody gets between the banks. The boat. See what this says. Feels good. Oh, it's a big speck. Big speck. God. God. All right, there you go. Nice keeper trout. Looks like the spot's lighting up here.
I know. I can't believe it.
All right, so when I'm fishing, of course I've got Turtle on camera, our first string camera person. And usually I'll tell her, put the camera down and cover area that we're not fishing. So she threw out to the middle, put it in the holder, rod tip bent. So it's always good to have a static line out there, because a lot of times you lift up or you reel or pull on the line and it changes the action of the bait. Oh, there they are. Oh, I mean, this fish hit it. And like I say, I was in the holder. Get the hook out of it here. All right, nice speck. Okay, I'm gonna pick this fish up and I'm gonna show you just how we're rigged. Stay tuned. Alright folks, this is how I got the anglers rigged. We're using Team Daiwa gear. I've got a 7-foot medium action rod that covers the weight that I'm throwing. And I know that because written on the bottom of the reel, it tells you how much weight you could put on the rod and maintain the action to where you can feel it. So, 7-foot medium action rod. I've got a Legalis reel on here. I'm using Revos and Legalis reels. I've got 12-pound test Pro Spec line by Berkley. It's a thin diameter line. I'm using a 3000H class reel instead of a 4000 or a 2000 or 2500. I could put 125 yards of Pro Spec on that reel. Then at the end of the line, I've got a Black Crane swivel, a number 10 Black Crane swivel. You gotta have that to keep the twist out of the line. Then I'm coming to a 1/8 ounce weight. I'm passing the leader through it once and twice so that way I can slide it. If I want to slow the bait down, I can just slide the weight down there. So it's automatically pegged. That's a 30-pound test shock leader. That's triple fish camo line. Everything's low vis here. I don't want the fish to see it. And then at the end of the shock leader, a 1/0 Kahle hook through the lips of a Gugu minnow. I like Gugu's minnows because they're bigger, catch bigger fish. So when I hook the hook, I'm coming through the underneath, and then I'm passing it through the tissue between the lips and the skull. That way the lips are closed on the fish. I'm not killing him. And with his lips closed like that, I like to think that they're not telling anybody that Captain Bob's up here with his guests. So they keep quiet and don't give me away. So that's how we're rigged. Now, if you look down the middle of the canal here, you can see the slicks. See them? Dead giveaway that there's fish here. They're eating, pooping, and the oil is rising to the surface, and it gives their location away. So I know they're in the middle of the canal. So what my anglers are doing is they're just casting their lines out into the middle. It hits, they're clicking their reel. I've got an outgoing tide, so the tide's going this way, and they're just riding the current. I also have major oysters here. You know how much I like to fish over oysters. And you know there's oysters here, because if you had a shot at the bank, which we don't do, you'll see the oysters on the bank. They dug this canal when they built the bridge. It's how they floated everything in. They're just keeping their rod tip up. They're riding the current. And then what we're doing with this rod is we're just putting it in the hole. And when the rod bends, we'll grab it and set the hook. So that's how I'm rigged. Of course, all of this gear you can get over at Tides. Great food, tackle store, complete tackle. You can get this rod and reel combo for $150 between the bank special with the line on it. You can save some bucks. Just walk in there. Oh, there's a hit. Just walk in there and ask for it, and they'll fix you up with it. All right, so that's how I'm rigged. Go check out the gang at Tides. Tell them Captain Bob sent you. Ask for the Between the Bank special. Enjoy some of that great food. So that's how we're rigged. So you know who, what, how. I'm going to tell you why next. Stick with us. Oh, and by the way, how can I confirm that that's fish under those slicks? Take a look at sonar. Look at all the fish on sonar. I mean, a full screen here. Got them on the bottom. You can see that hard bottom. The boat's sitting in about 7 feet of water. I'm anchored off the ledge, working the middle of the canal, targeting those babies. All right, stay tuned. That's how we're rigged. Y is coming next. Got another one on here. Let's see. Could be a cat. Bring him up. Let's see what he looks like. All right, pull him on up. Oh, big gaff top catfish. It's okay. Bring him close on my shoulder, folks. Put the rod up. Got it, probably. Gaff top catfish. Now, what have you learned from watching Between the Banks? When you catch this type of catfish, you're definitely not leaving. That's a speckled trout's friend. They hang together. So I'm gonna flip him off and get back at it. Stay tuned. Second trout. This trout, nice trout.
Right. Good job, Hunter.
All right, Hunter breaks the ice. All right, so everybody on the boat now. Tim, did you catch a fish
I haven't
yet?
caught one yet, no.
But look, Dad's going easy on the boys.
Right,
You know,
I'll step it up in a minute.
Yeah, he's in the back there. Now, this fish is a male. How do I know? It's croaking. Put your fingers right here. Oh yeah, croaking. Male speck. And a nice one at that for a male. The females are always the bigger of the species. The males are just the young bucks. All right, stay tuned. Good job, Hunter. Caught it on a big old cockahoe. Stay tuned. Oh, and before I get away, a lot of people have been emailing and calling and saying, Bob, a big cockahoe like that, how can the fish get that in their mouth? So, fish will always hit that big bait. If he can get it in his mouth, he'll hit it. All right, stay tuned. Put him in the water, Hunter, see if he's still swimming. If he is, you can toss him back out in the middle. Putting a nice mess together. Stay tuned. What you think, Tim?
All right, here's trout. I'm in the boat.
Oh yeah, nice speck, nice speck.
Nice. Good
Oh,
job,
look,
son.
y'all are catching some really nice specks. Now, folks, I know most people tell you there aren't any big specks inside. Well, as you can tell, according to their catch, there's a nice speck. Look at this baby. Patience. We're not reeling them in one after another, folks. We're taking our time. This is our 5th speck, 1 red, and a couple of cats. But they're sticking it out and they're sitting here. We're watching boats crank up and leave, but they're all coming back to the spot. So patience, patience. We had a front come through, barometric pressure's rising. It's making for a tough day, but they're putting a nice mess of specks together. Stay tuned. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Smaller speck, but that's good size. Good size. All right, folks. Another gang looking for 15 minutes of fame. And believe me, I'm going to give it to them. I got Gene up on the front. I got his father-in-law, Doug, right here. We're Carolina big cockahoes. And the wind laid down enough to where we could get to the island. Male speck. You know the routine. Small ones start before the big ones, and he's croaking away. Toss him back. Stay tuned. We'll see if Gene and Doug are victims or are they victorious. Stay tuned. Yep, that one's going to be 12, but he's also a male, croaking away. Don't forget, what happens? You catch hardheads, then you start catching males, then you start catching big sows. So follow the progress along with us. That one's about 12 inches. I'm gonna check him out, but I'm gonna get the customer back out there. All right, now, also, the spot is lit up. How do I know that? I'm gonna show you that next. Stay tuned. All right, fish are turning on. Another low buck. That's okay. Another little buck. I'm just gonna flip him off so I don't touch his sides. But look what we got here, folks. If you look at the spot right here in the middle, you're gonna see schools of mullet. You're gonna see flashes. All of that lets me know that the specs are here. Got bait, got nervous water, cleaner water. So that usually means fish. Stay tuned. Yeah. Pay attention now. Bring it to the net. There you go. Good job. Now you see what's happening, folks? See how they're getting bigger? Spot's on. It's every cast now. You know you get a hit. Slide your bait down. Doug's got one on. Check him out. Bringing him up right side, Doug. Nice fish. Could be a big speck. Stay on. Oh, it is a big speck. You don't have to run hard. Cast out, Doug. You can fish all in one after another. This is what we got to get him. Keep bringing him up. Come up the side. There you go. Get him up. To the net. There you go. Alright. So, you can see, fish are on. You just got to be patient, folks. This time of year, got another one on. See how they're on one after another? We're rolling straight footage here. And my pliers. Slide it down, toss it back. Pick him up left side. Swing it to me. There you go. Now you know it's a good problem. When I can't keep up with them, fish are on at the spot. Stay tuned. Alright, so remember, the small ones start, the males are up, they're croaking, then the medium ones, and I guarantee you hadn't seen the big ones yet. Stay tuned. Smaller speck, but that's good size. Good size. Alright, folks. Another gang looking for 15 minutes of fame. And believe me, I'm going to give it to them. I got Gene up on the front. I got his father-in-law, Doug, right here. We're Carolina Big Cockahos. And the wind laid down enough to where we could get to the island. Male speck. You know the routine. Small ones start before the big ones, and he's croaking away. Tossing back. Stay tuned. We'll see if Gene and Doug are victims or are they victorious. Stay tuned. Cut. Now just okay, so we're taking the cockahos, running it through the lips, kale hook, shock leader, swivel, weight, 12-pound test, and of course Team Daiwa gear. Showed you that on with the first group. But bait is important. That came from Gugu, Big Menace, and he's also got live shrimp now. So pull up, get whatever you'd like. But look at the bait here on the surface. Look at the mullets. Gene, see if you can drop your line right there. You'll see him thrash right where Gene throws his line when it hits the water. Oh, that's okay. But you can see that school. I know Justin is zooming in on him now, and he's You can see the mullet, look, saw 'em splash. So I got bait galore here. No reason to leave. I'm just gonna sit here and wax the fish. Okay, they're all feeding on those big specks. You know how I like big minnows and finger mullet. And there's my cast net at the ready. So, I mean, this is just awesome. The spot's lit up. It's a win-win situation for my anglers. Stay tuned. Oh wait, don't go anywhere. Oh, it came off. Stay tuned. Rolling straight footage, it's on. I got a bull red on, folks. We're chasing him with the trolling motor. Hit the line and he took it. Okay, rod tip up. Okay, what I don't want to do is I don't want to bring him close to the boat and him be lit up, because then he's going to go under the boat, everything else. So you're doing fine. He's swimming towards us. Okay, and it's going to be a pretty good battle here. You're on 12-pound test, and that's a pretty nice red. May even be a keeper. Just keep getting that line back. Okay, so we're not near being spooled again. Oh, there he is right there. See? Check him out. Right here on the surface, gonna come up. Alright, so I'm keeping him away from the boat right now. I don't want to get him down. He's coming at the boat. You can see his minnow. Alright, back on the angler. Okay. Stop, don't go chasing with the rod. Stay where you're at, hold your ground. Hold your ground. Alright folks, let's check out the marine a minute while Doug battles this bull redfish. All the fine businessmen in Lafourche Parish that make your fishing trip complete. It starts right on the north end of the parish. You've got great fishing, Lake Fields and Lockport, Lake Buff between Thibodeau and Raceland. You head down the bayou, come to La Rose, you got Delta Farms, all that fresh water, the intercoastal there. Then move a little bit further south, you start coming into Galliano between La Rose. You got Catfish Lake, the sulfur mine. Come on down some more, come into Golden Meadow. Don't forget, that's where Goo is, right there by T-Pops. You get all your bait. You got live cockahos and live shrimp now. And then, of course, Galliano, you got renovations. Come into Leeville, you got great places to eat. Tides, Griffin's, you got seafood restaurant, you got all kind of bait shops there. You got Boudreaux's Waterfront Motel. Life is really good. Boudreaux's Waterfront Motel. Dock your boat at the end of the pier right under your room. Set up your grill. Got your own fish cleaning station, your own ramp. And for big groups, enjoy the sunset at the Boudreaux House. Boudreaux's in Leeville.
Griffin's Marina and Ice has bag, block, and blown ice for whatever size boat. Both dockside and roadside ethanol-free fuel, convenience store, breakfast, crispy chicken, all conveniently located in downtown Leeville.
Renovations is your complete marine center for sales, parts, and service. Pathfinder, War Eagle boats, Minn Kota Motor Guide trolling motors, Power Pole and Minn Kota anchoring systems, pumps, trailer parts. Renovations will keep you on the wall. Well, folks, here's the map feature. You can see I'm in about 6 feet of water here, but I was closer than that on the point of Philo. Where I was is I'm working this yellow on the shoal. Let me get over to map. Enter. Okay, so there's a full look at map. Here, of course, is the cut in Philo Bryce that's covered with mangroves. You can see my spots there, but I'm on the west side here. And what we were doing is, for the trout, we were working this underwater sandbar on the south end of the island. See, this orange indicates the island that's underwater. The blue is the actual island itself. So we're catching the specks right here on this sandbar. So let's give you some basic coordinates here. Oh, and by the way, take a look at sonar. pages, sonar, enter. I mean, you think they got some fish here? Check it out. The bigger ones are bull reds. The bigger ones on the bottom are stingrays. The small ones on the bottom are catfish. And the specks are right here mid-level. Specks are right here mid-level. So, there's the map feature. Now, let's go over coordinates. Get back to pages. Map, enter. And here's your coordinates. This far end, spot number 52, north 2910 865, west 90 21 150. There's the map feature, brought to you by the fine folks at Lowrance. Oh, come on, get over here. Got him. All right. It's a big one. Holy mackerel. We might even have a record here. All right, folks. Nice fish, huh? Big fish live at the islands if you can get out here. And check out my angler. How old are you, Doug?
66.
66, only 1 year older than me. And he got the fish in the boat. Good job, bro. Way to stick with him, buddy. Way to find him out. I'm gonna take a picture of you hanging him. Let's see how much he weighs. Oh, he's bottom. The boga grip. Boga grip goes up 30. So I'm gonna have to estimate. But that is a really big red. Now, folks, when you catch redfish, 1/27 in your 5. If you keep them. But keeping bull reds is really a waste because this is the ones that really populate. About 45 pounds. Monster redfish. Check him out with his angler. Good job, bro. Way to catch longer.
Thank you, Captain Bob.
No sweat. Glad to help. Glad to accommodate you. Monster redfish. Monster redfish. Okay, so I'm gonna put this fish in the water. I'm gonna release the boga grip off of him. But I got a grip on his tail. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run water through his gills. And I'm not gonna let this fish go. He's gotta swim out of my hands. If I let him go, he may not be completely revived. Once he's revived, he'll pull it right out my hand. Like that. There you go. Now, folks, I'm gonna tell you, Doug is whipped. That 45-pound redfish just about put him in the grave. But he's still with us, and he's gonna hang in here and wait for that next bite. We'll see you next week with another edition. In the meantime, good luck fishing.